Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Alicia. Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we are playing Nancy Drew, Mobile Mysteries, Ghost of Thornton Hall. Now, if you're actually wondering what the difference is between Mobile Mysteries and the regular games on PC and Mac, well, it's basically, in a way, a bonus edition. Because normally what's on a bonus edition for the PC and Mac edition are basically you get phone charms and mini games on Nancy's cell phone. And those mini games are usually mini games from previous Nancy Drew games. And normally, if there's a theme to the game, there are a little bit of odds and ends to the bonus edition. But for Mobile Mysteries, you straight up just get the phone charms and the mini games. That's just about it. So, if you're actually wanting the extra bits of the theme for those bonus editions, I suggest you get the PC Mac editions first. And if you're curious of what actually happens with Ghost of Thornton Hall, or even Secret of Shadow Ranch, because I think that's the other mobile mystery, I highly advise you check them out. And I do want to let you all know that Her Interactive bases all of their video games, all of their Nancy Drew video games, except for one, off the Nancy Drew book series. Yes, there is a book series. It's been going on since 1930, and it's really interesting on how that goes because the original company, Gross and Dunlap, and currently it is Simon & Schuster, but both companies like to reset the series every so often. With that, there's new cover arts and new bindings with the cover arts, and they do the resets not just for the updated grammar and punctuation, but they do this to revise the stories, even give us new stories, just to keep the fan base why am I stuttering here? Keep the fan base's attention to the series, as well as bring in new readers as well. And it's really interesting how that works, just because they actually have to add a little bit of a subtitle to the Nancy Drew book series, just to let people know that it's not canon to the previous reset. For instance, this game is based off of, where did my mouse go? Nancy Drew, Girl Detective, Uncivil Acts. It's actually a really good book. I'm not going to go into details about what the book is about. I will go over that at the end of the video. But this is basically like one of the newer cover arts, one of the newer books. I shouldn't say newer. It's one of the latest books, because I am aware that this book came out in 2014. No, the book came out in 2005. Sorry, the book came out in 2005. The Mobile Mysteries version of Ghost of Thornton Hall came out in 2014. Quite the difference, but it's pretty soon, don't you think? They did that pretty fast. It's pretty cool how they decided to do that, though. I'm actually not sure when the PC Mac edition came out, but I imagine it was not far off before 2014. So it's interesting how that goes. Anyway, they did, just to let you all know though, this is the Girl Detective subtitle. If you are wondering if there's any difference between this binding series to the others, there is a huge difference actually. Because with the Nancy Drew Girl Detective, it is actually in first person narration. I actually really like this binding series in my opinion, solely because of the first person narration. You actually get to you actually get to read Nancy's perspective and her thoughts. You actually get to see how the mysteries unfold in her perspective. Because the entire series, other than this particular binding, is in third person narration. I love it. Which is weird because I normally don't like first person narration books, which is why I've never gotten into Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, Hunger Games. It's why I never got into Hunger Games. The book series, I mean. I tried reading the book. I tried reading the first book. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't even get through the first 2 pages. It drove me nuts that I couldn't get through the first 2 pages. I don't know what. I don't know why. I couldn't get through it. Anyway, I do want to let you all know that Mobile Mysteries Ghost of Thornton Hall, it requires iOS 7 or later, and you do get an hour's worth of free gameplay. After that, it does cost $5.99. It's actually an hour's worth of free gameplay is actually really worth it, especially if you know how the game plays, how the story goes, and you actually know like how far you can get. It's really interesting when that's the case, because you can go pretty far into it if you know what to do. If you don't, you don't really get much of a gameplay for the actual story of it. And there is a bit of a side note, but I'm not going to bring that up. The game is compatible with iPads, which is how I'm able to record this. And I think there is a way to get a copy of the book yourself. I will go into more details about that at the end of the video. Is that all? Right. Oh, if you're actually wondering, on the PC Mac editions, you are actually able to change the volume of like 3 different options, which is, I think, voice, effects, and music, I believe. Whereas with the Mobile Mysteries, it's a 1 volume deal. You can't change the volume of all 3. Basically because it's a mobile edition. It's a mobile game. You can't do that on a mobile game. You can only do that on I don't know how to explain the technical details of it. But the only way I can explain it to you is by showing you this. But other than that, I think there are only 2 things that I can go into detail about, and that is one, oh, ignore that. That is one of the games that I play. And a notification for one of the channels I'm subscribed to. Alright. One is that with every Nancy Drew game you play, whether it's a mobile mystery or a PC Mac edition, with every new game you start, there are 2 detective levels you choose from. There are amateur and master detective. There's a difference between the 2. I'm not going to go into details about it just because if I try to hit new game, it says I will have to restart the entire game. I will lose progress. I don't want to do that simply because we are still on this game. We are still continuing the first gameplay of this. I don't want to lose that progress. And lastly, if anything in this video does not look familiar, please check the description box below. There's a previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because it will have everything that I've done so far with Nancy Drew, Mobile Mysteries, Ghost of Thornton Hall. And one last thing before we get into the game, because I know I should bring this up before we go on with the gameplay, is that the Mobile Mysteries have issues, at least with Ghost of Thornton Hall, because there are hauntings in this game, in this specific game, and hauntings are not entirely acceptable on mobile devices. It will cause your mobile device to crash. It will cause the game to crash, sorry. It will cause the game to crash and you will not be able to play it until you reset the game. Which, I mean, the game is still playable, you just will have to reset it, reset it at blah, 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 blah. Like crash it yourself, like close it entirely. It's a whole ordeal. But at least I know what to do in case this happens during the recording. We're all good. Let's go ahead and get into the game. I've been talking quite enough as it is. Alright, so we have an EMF. We have quite a bit in our inventory. And yes, this was our latest note that we got from Charlotte. A flower is a joy when it thrives. A burden when death arrives. Gather your dried petals where immortality resides. Place a flower where she stands. Before the stone turns to dust, she will tell you what she can. Away and back to earn her trust. Oh! Oh! We need a flower. Can I not? Dude, can I not?
I do not care if she's
Whoa!
remote.
Hello.
She's my daughter.
I should listen.
She's not a runaway. She'd never do that to us. No, no, no. It's not cold feet. It's not running away. Someone took her. She is in danger out there. Do something.
She sounds pretty upset.
She sounds in denial too. Let's just let her be. We did. Dang nabbit, Colton left. Okay. Well, we don't have a way to get into the crypt just yet. Oh, that's. Now I remember where I get the flower.
This looks like the picture from the camera.
Ooh. That's right, we did get a camera from a hidden spot that we found. Helium. I wonder why that's. Why she took a picture of that. That looks like it's in the crypt. That's the dirt we dug up with that has the little box that we found. We need to find a key for that. We already. I don't need to. I don't need to explain that spark hint to you. It's pretty obvious. The barrels. We already clicked on that earlier. I kind of spoiled that a bit. Oh, right! Let's actually go back. I want to look at that. Can I not? There we
I
go.
better copy this design.
Yes, please. First of its kind across the bottom. I wonder, is that in our notes? Getting organized. The task list tracks your objectives. To mark a task done, tap on the checkbox. Tapping the question mark gives you a hint for that task. The journal keeps notes of observations relevant to the case. And that hint system, that question mark, is actually... Okay, it is in our notes. Is actually something that Her Interactive added in their game engine within Game Over 28 Ghost of Thornton Hall. This is the first game, both mobile and on PC Mac Edition, where we get to see this hint system. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So this is what we have so far on the task list.
Check.
I'm gonna go ahead and mark all the things that we have done so far.
Can't check that off yet. That's done. That's done. Check. Did that. Haven't done that. Haven't done that. Still have to do that.
Okay, so we have
Still have
quite
to
a
do
bit
that.
to do. But at least we did. Oh shoot! One of those things was to find this snake design, wasn't it? Oopsies.
Can't check that off yet.
All right. Well, anyway. Oh, and there's that flicker. Yep, there it is.
The numbers along the edges should help me arrange the tiles correctly.
Yep, and it looks like her notes belong here. So let's see what this leads to. And hopefully the game doesn't crash while we're looking at this. So we don't need any red in the third and fourth to right columns. Let's see. It is going to be hard to explain this without a mouse. Oh wait, no, I can explain this with the mouse. Haha! Screen sharing! I love it. Okay. So we don't need any reds in these two columns right here. And this is basically resets the whole entire puzzle. We don't need to worry about that right now. Okay, so let's see. Of course, if we need to change the order of the colors, we'll do that. So this needs 4 blues. Okay, so it does need to be switched. I think. There we go. I imagine it's gonna be like that. And it says we just need 1 red. 1 more red. Oof. That doesn't seem right. Need 1 more red in that row. How? Oh, duh. It's gonna be one of these two, isn't it? Okay, so it can't be this one here. This is gonna be blue here. This is gonna be blue here. Okay, so we're all good with these. Alrighty dighty. And with that, I think we're good. With that, we need a red. Okay. Which means this needs to be switched. There we go. Well, I ruined that. Actually, no, I didn't. There we go. Guess I can still do this. This one needs another blue. Actually, what am I doing? There we go. That's good. This needs 2 blue. That means this is good. We have 2 red, 1 blue. Okay. So we just need 1 more of that. Okay, we are good. So we have 2 red, we just need 1 more red, 1 more blue. There we go. We need 1 more blue here. No. There we go. Oh boy. So we need 1 red there. Okay, so that works. Dang it. Alright, so there we go. Awesome. Sweet. We're good. Okay. We'll find out what that leads to later, I guess. And a snake piece. Awesome. Didn't we have a first of its kind across the bottom? Snake image. Okay. Alright, so now let's go into this house. What?
That wasn't just my imagination.
There's that ladybug lullaby.
There's something down there.
Ooh, a key. I wonder where that leads. We do have a cherry picker. Let's use that. Oh, come on. I forgot. Ooh, it's a skull. Oh, is this the crypt key? Sweet.
Got it.
Crypt key. What's that? That looks like something we'll be accessing later. Ooh, a film. Hey, look, photos. These are real people, by the way. These are not fake. Her interactive likes to do contests, and the contest winners get their photos, whether it's their personal photos or just the photos that were in the contest itself, are used in the next game, which is pretty rad. So it looks like we're going to be using that film reel soon. And I guess that is it. Yeah, sorry if you have motion sickness. Oops. I probably should have a motion sickness warning now. Alright, so, we do... Actually, you know what? Before we go into the crypt, we should go through that video. But, considering what I know it will do, I think I'm going to save it for the next video. Considering I know it will cause a scene. Oh, and I started. Sorry.
Why would you play that? Turn it off now!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you with the movie.
I know, but just give me a minute. Seeing that just, well, it made my head hurt worse. I keep seeing it when I close my eyes.
What, the images that are flashing within that video? What the heck? Okay, so we will look at that video one more time, but that will happen in the next video. I apologize for that. I seriously thought it would just be putting the film in there. I didn't think it would actually play it. But we're going to look at that film one more time. But it's not going to happen in this specific video, mainly because we are basically out of time. And I'm saying that because I really do want to go into that book, Uncivil Acts. Now, I actually have read the book, but it's been so long. It's been years. So I think the best way that I can explain it is by reading the description of it that I found basically on the back of the book. I think I don't have a copy of it myself, which is odd. I thought I did. I only have certain books from this specific binding. For some reason, it's not this. For some reason, this book is not in there. But here we are. A Civil War reenactment should be fun, right? Not in our town. It feels like war fever's taken over. The tension started to build when we all chose sides. Confederate and Union sympathizers never did mix. And if that wasn't enough to heat things up, someone started to secretly dig large holes in the battlefield. Pretty odd, and very suspicious. Isn't someone waging a little war of their own, or trying to cheat? And if so, the bigger question is why. I do remember when I read the book, I do remember thinking, I have an idea of who it is. And then at the end I was like, okay, so I was right. But Nancy figured it out in like the most mundane way of all things. And then we find out of Nancy figured it out, or caught the villain, and I think in one of the easiest ways to do it. But the reason the villain did everything was like one of the most mundane reasons of all things, and I'm like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. So I think I missed a detail or something while reading the book. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna try reading the book today so that I can figure out what I missed. So, anywho, oh man, there is a way to get a copy of the book yourself, and that is by looking in the description box below. There is a link that'll take you to archive.org. And if archive.org doesn't work for you, go to openlibrary.org. They're basically the same business, which is Internet Archives. Both are basically a library database. Open Library is more fine-tuned. It has a lot more books than you can imagine. A lot more Nancy Drew books, I should say. Because on archive.org is more about metabanks, I always forget the term. But there's more files, there's more audiobooks and stuff like that on that particular website. Anyway, we are basically out of time. I gotta get going, everyone. I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I hope I helped you out at least a little bit in this video. If not, I'm not doing my job. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button. Make it that beautiful gray, as well as that bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Central, and Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rascally Rabbit. Sweet Rascally Rabbit, saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! Woo! I love this game so much. So much.